consistent devotional life is going to require discipline. There's no two ways about it. It's going to require effort, time. But in any arena of life, that's what it requires to be a success. Whether you're a famous performer or a top shelf athlete, you look at athletes, they have a strict training regimen that they do not compromise on. And that's what helps them to be a success. I think of Walter Payton, who was just such a tremendous running back for the Chicago Bears many years ago. It was said of him that his training regimen was so difficult that he would push his body to near death every time he worked out. And many times his training regimen didn't even mimic what he did on the football field. And that's what Jerry Rice said too. He was a receiver for the 49ers many years ago. He said, I can run and I can catch passes and run routes, but I do 1,000 sit-ups every day. Well, you don't see Jerry Rice out there doing sit-ups on the football field, but those are the things that he did prior. That was the prep time, things he did to prepare himself to excel at that kind of level. If you've ever done any running, you know what that's like. When you're running a race, where do you get your strength to finish the race? In the middle of the race? No. You get it from the weeks and months prior when you're pounding the pavement, getting your body into the kind of shape that it needs to run the marathon or to finish the race. I think one of the greatest examples, illustration I ever heard was from a man who was a concert pianist. He was Polishman Ignace Jan Paderewski. I probably butchered his name, but it was said of him that he would play scales, piano scales, major scales, minor scales, 3 hours every day. Can you imagine that? What work and effort that took. But 3 hours a day he would play nothing but scales. And he said that if I miss playing a day of scales and I'm in concert that evening, I notice it. If I miss 2 days of playing scales, my coach notices it. If I miss 3 days of playing scales, the world notices it. Regularly playing scales kept the fingers, the dexterity of the fingers working so that he could achieve all that he achieved. I look at my own life. I feel like it's kind of the same way with me. If I miss a day of devotions, I notice it. I really do in my attitudes and my behaviors. Maybe other people wouldn't notice it if I just miss a day. I could pretend that I had my devotions, but no, I notice it. If I miss 2 days of devotions, Connie and the girls, they notice it. And if I miss 3 days of devotions, my church notices it. People that I deal with, people that I'm trying to minister to, they notice it. So there's nothing that replaces discipline. And maybe that's what David, the psalmist, was saying in Psalm 1 when he said, blessed is the man whose delight is in the law of the Lord. And on his law, this law, he meditates how often? Once a week? No, he meditates day and night. It's talking about discipline, consistency. And then as a result of that, it says that he's like a tree that is planted by streams of water. I mean, his roots go down deep. That's the kind of person I want to be, like a tree whose roots go way down deep. The wind blows and people want to knock me over. Life wants to knock me over. But I've got roots that are deep, 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 and they're going to hold me up. I'm not going to go into a funk for 2 or 3 months. My roots are going to be go down deep and hold me in life. And as a result of that, I'm going to be fruitful, as it says, who will yield fruit in season. My life is going to be fruitful on a continual basis. And my leaves are not going to wither. I'm not going to dry up on the vine. I'm going to be planted close to the water source. God is that source of living water. And I want to be connected to him. And that's what a devotional life will help you to have. But it's going to take consistency. Remember now, we're talking about using the S.O.A.P devotional guide. S.O.A.P stands for Scripture, Observation, Application, and Prayer. And as you do that on a consistent basis, you will grow, you will bear fruit in all season, and your leaves will not wither. And whatever you do, the Scripture says, you will prosper. God bless you.